Hey guys, got Cholera alongside once again. This is going to be the third match between Kal and Jangbi. It's been a really, this is what you want to see in a semifinal, honestly. Not usually Protoss, 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 PPPP. Wow, sounds like a kindergartner joke now. But not usually all mirror matches, but these have been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. That last game, I have to admit, I'm not sure how Kal ended up winning. I'm going to have to go back and look at this video thoroughly again. But Kal winning very convincingly at the end. I think it's the economic damage early that was the difference, though. But anyway, this is going to be on Athena 2, another big map. And I think it's going to be another big scouting map, which is going to come down to more to Kal's favor. He's starting in pink at the 9 o'clock position. We have Kal starting at the, what is that, the 2 o'clock position? 2 o'clock position, I think that was orange. Orangey color, yeah, I'm going to call it orange. It's kind of an off yellow. But anyway, Kal looking very strong in that match. Most of the storms happening on Jangbi's side. I have to say, overall, my impressions are still that Kal's been doing a much better job with the scouting information. Jangbi's been doing a fantastic job with the harassment and the side storms, but I have to agree with you that last game, the big battle, where neither player had an advantage, it looked like Kal ended up winning out through the big unit macro, and that's what I thought was Jangbi's hallmark. So Kal proving me wrong once again. He's very good at doing that.
Yeah, here we have Jangbi at the 2 o'clock position, and Jangbi really just impressed the hell out of me with those storm drops, man. I mean, those were just really, really incredible. And you know, right now we're seeing both players just, you know, both drawing lots of blood from one another. Both players have, you know, tested one another, and they both found each other quite highly skilled. And you know, this is not going to be a walk in the park. I'm sure they walked into this series knowing that it wouldn't be a walk in the park, but both players showing very, very high amounts of Protoss versus Protoss skill, and both have gone for 10 gates this game so far. Yeah, I mean, definitely more exciting than I thought this series would be so far. But it's certainly good to have an exciting semifinals. And you know, this map. One thing I was going to agree with you about. This is what I was going to say. I really agree with you about Kal having more information and just noticing all those pylons around the map. I really like that from Kal. He had pylons, you know, on the left and the right side of the map, all over the place, and he managed to spot a lot of Jangbi's activities before he was able to do anything. So it was really nice work there from Kal.
Seems like a common pattern on a lot of these maps. It tends to be true on most maps in general, but especially true of the recent maps.
Look at this.
It seems a little blockade here happening. I like this.
Yeah.
Oh, denying information.
Kal's confused. Kal might think Jangbi's at the 6 o'clock, as Jangbi is trying to make him think like he's at the 6 o'clock location.
This could be absolutely
really
huge.
interesting.
We'll see if the probe moves off and decides to go with the other base. Yeah, this could be really interesting. Wow, nice job. And the Zealot's actually going to be on the front door to block the other expansion. Kal's going to be completely in the dark, although Jangbi, I think, is going to be in the dark as well, because you have that Zealot on the front door. And honestly, if I'm going to say one player playing comfortably versus the other player playing comfortably as far as what's happening in the darkness, I'm going to say that Jangbi plays a little bit better in the dark than Kal. But probe sneaks through, finds nothing. Ah ha ha. Fooled.
You got punked.
And the scout continuing on. But one of the big themes on a lot of these maps is this small funneling chokes, which is definitely more apparent, I think, on Destination, leading to the larger open area. So basically, if you take map control, it pays off a lot, which is true of any map, but especially it seems on this particular map set. But and that might be an empty statement, because everybody's going to be saying, well, map control is always important. Yeah, but what I'm saying is it just feels like if you can take control, particularly of the center of a map or a setup outside of expansions in general, you end up being in the strongest position even in the early mid game when it counts. And I know I must be sounding ridiculous to better players.
No, that's true.
The point being, look at this, look at these set of maps and compare them to maps like Python. Python, you know, you can take map control in the middle, but it's not quite the funnel that you see. It's almost like the little oil funnels and almost all this for Dragoons and Zealots and Psystorm. It's almost like they're encouraging that kind of beautiful Psystorm play. And I think that's why we're seeing that. I'm going to say one caliber of players, but also these maps just make exciting games for PvP. So I'm going to hype up saying go watch the other semifinal that's going to be coming up. And so I'm kind of excited for the final as well. We're seeing a divergence, actually. It looks like we're seeing 3-gate Goon on one end. I think that was from Kal. And on the opposite end, we see Jangbi going Observatory. So Kal looking to end it early.
Wow, and we'll see if he's going Robotics Facility. We don't know whether he's going Observatory first or whether he's going Robotics Support first. Obviously, it would be better for him to go for the Support Bay at this point, but he can't possibly know that, though. He hasn't gotten the scout in. Jangbi could be in really big trouble here coming up soon. against, if he goes, especially if he goes observers and then fast nexus, he is probably going to lose the game. I'm going to just say that right away. But if he goes for reavers, he's certainly it's a decent counter actually against 3-gate goons, and he could actually defeat Kal pretty easily with a good push there. Kal's not going to have tech for a very long time. Kal, of course, is also gambling that Jangbi hasn't gone for DTs. If you know, Jangbi went for DTs, Kal would just be completely dead. That is one you know, impossible counter against you know, one complete counter against 3-gate goons. Anyway, though, so we're seeing both the support bay and the observatory. We'll see what comes out first. You know, it really, I think the fact he has both of those buildings up, though, means that he'll be okay against a 3-gate goon push. And now we're going to see the Reaver out first, most likely, since the shuttle was out. Kal probably has to get it done within the next, I'd say, 1 or 2 minutes. He has to start with his attack and really finish the game off then, or else he's going to be hugely behind and probably lose.
I think having that second gateway alongside with the Reaver tech would have been the best possible situation. Observer is starting to move out now. It's going to see these troops moving in. The one advantage that Jangbi does have is this isn't an open, it's not a flat ground map, it is a ramp map, so maybe the reinforcements will come, maybe with a little bit of the Reaver. Look, he's going to see these Dragoons pushing in now. He's going to have basically the height advantage, and so maybe the 1/3 mischance will help him out. Kal taking an expansion, or at least setting up to take an expansion at this stage, and as you can see, Kal in position, he's at that ramp. I don't know if he's going to have enough to break this, though, just again with that height advantage, but he at the very least, he's created a contain on Jangbi, denied that expansion. We'll see what Jangbi decides to do in response.
I think Jangbi is probably going to just wait until the first Reaver comes out, and then he's probably going to be able to break down this ramp pretty easily, barring any huge mistakes in micro or huge brilliance from Kal, both of which are possible at any given point. You know, losing a shuttle, of course, would be GG for Jangbi. Let's not forget that. But anyway, Jangbi is going to crawl down with this Reaver. Most likely, Kal is going to be forced to retreat here. And Jangbi is going to be able to come down the ramp and pick up his expansion. So it wasn't as all-in as I thought from Kal. He certainly stopped pumping units long enough to pick up his expansion, which I think was very smart, given that this is a ramp map and you really can't just break it, you know, straight up with just Dragoons uphill here. And Kal also being very smart in making sure that he knows what's going on with the Zealots. And Jangbi taking a big risk now. Jangbi's going to go for an economic harass. The problem is Kal could run up the ramp during the time that Jangbi's gone with his speed shuttle, upgraded with speed, and most likely gone towards Kal's base. Actually, well, looks like he's going back towards his own base, so maybe not going for harass after all. We'll have to see, though. Kal looks like he's prepared, though, for harass. He's got at least 4 goons coming in his 4 goons in his main, 4 goons in his natural. But here comes the shuttle. Take it away, Diggity.
Wow, pylon in position from Kal. Once again, these pylons out in the field being a fantastic information here. But probes being transferred right now. There still is a little bit of an opportunity for Jangbi. I'm not sure if this has been spotted out. There's a Reaver, but it looks like the probes have been pulled off. This is going to, at the very least, keep that base from producing for at least the short term, but still a big economic advantage for Kal. I think Kal, as long as he doesn't... Jangbi actually doing a fantastic job of just holding this position against the low amount of Dragoons. As long as Kal can fight this off, which I think he's going to be able to do eventually either way, he's going to end up ahead in this game because just pounding away at that Nexus at this stage now backing off. But yeah, I think Kal's just going to end up ahead just because he's established this base. Jangbi trying to push down now and take his secondary now that he's got a larger troop count. And I think what Jangbi might be thinking here is do that harass initially and then win this battle down here significantly and then just press on Kal altogether while he doesn't have Reavers, because keep in mind Kal does not have Reavers. So rejoin with his force, rejoin with the Dragoons, and now he's just going to try to take out that expansion altogether. Very clever on Kal's part, taking the high ground. Reavers going right there. As you see, he's just kind of not in panic here, but trying to back up and trying to take that high ground. Very clever on his part, using the map to his advantage, going along the high ground and almost going for a flank. But I don't think that's going to deter Jangbi. Just trying to buy himself some time. Jangbi is just going to press forward here, but Kal's doing a fantastic job of making sure that his Reaver force, that his Dragoon force stays in position, that he continues to be harassed, and that he can basically buy himself some time in the meantime to get another troop count, get some reinforcements, maybe get a Reaver of his own to defend that expansion. Looks like only 3 Dragoons left, and I think the reinforcements should be able to take care of this, so that front door still going to be at breach, but a Reaver is now out for Kal. Kal has held his secondary, and I think that's, I don't just think, that's going to give Kal a big advantage if he can hold up against this force, but it's still 2 Reavers on 1, and that Reaver was taken out almost immediately. Wow, I expected that Reaver to last a little bit longer. Didn't have the shuttle to protect it. The 3 Dragoons coming from behind. A little bit of a micro battle here. The Dragoons now taken out, but this is a big force bearing down. Shield battery in position for Kal, as you can see. The Reaver, one Reaver almost taken out. It's just got a sliver of health left. And it looks like Jangbi is going to be able to take this expansion out. Very clever maneuver. Second Reaver out. The Dragoons trying to get in position so they can basically stay away from that Reaver. Shot off. A shot going down on that Reaver.
Wow.
2 Dragoons getting taken out. That was absolutely huge as well. Another Reaver getting taken out, and I think Kal, this is absolutely critical. I don't know if I can emphasize how critical this is that Kal holds this. And it looks like he's going to be excuse me, choking up now. I think he's going to be able to. I think Jangbi might get another shot with those 3 Dragoons coming along. I don't see any additional troops being produced, but that expansion was up so much longer. He's going to have so much better probe saturation. Jangbi, I feel like he has to break here if he's going to take the game. Maybe he can swing that shuttle around with the 1 Reaver. I think he's got 1 Reaver left and go for the main and force Kal to split his troops, but it doesn't look like he's doing so.
What an epic hold there. That's all I got to say by Kal. I mean, I thought the game was over at that point when he was all in that natural with 2 Reavers still left. Epic hold, but Jangbi, meanwhile, might decide to even it up entirely. Speed shuttle coming in with the Reaver. This Reaver could get a lot of kills. Looks like it gets a great Scarab off. Probably at least 10 kills there. And he could actually go back right now. That would be just quite baller there. Meanwhile, Jangbi also pushing in the front door there, losing 1 Dragoon. Kal losing 1 Dragoon there. And I just gotta say though, Kal impressively held against that attack a minute ago, and I was really just amazed that he managed to do that. Just impressive, you know, 300-esque. I don't know why I keep mentioning the movie 300, but it was just reminding me of that. Just amazing defense there by Kal. But Jangbi, you know, he's not going to be that far behind, though. You got to remember that Kal lost so much mining time when Jangbi was busy harassing him and his Nexus. So Kal does have some more static defense there. He's got the shield batteries and 2 cannons there. So he's going to be somewhat okay against a pure Dragoon attack. But here comes the Reavers again from Jangbi. Reaver's going to go in, and they're going to try to snipe off some of these cannons and give Kal a little more breathing room to go for a frontal attack.
Oh, Kal pushing in. He's able to pick off 1 Reaver, not able to pick off the 2nd Reaver. Hit on that back Reaver. That Reaver's going to get taken out. Kal's still holding that front door. And I'm not positive. I wish I had the kind of the OSL count right here of what we were looking at, minerals and supply. But I think between that Reaver drop in the back, taking out a couple probes there, and also, like you were saying, the delayed mining time, I think Jangbi might have done enough damage, might have done enough harassment to actually be in a good position in this game. But Kal, it looks like Kal's going to go around for some harassment. He's not going to sit back in a passive manner whatsoever. Oh no, Jangbi expecting this though. He has Dragoons in position to try to intercept this, and we'll see if he tries. Yeah, he's going to try to open up the front door in the meantime in position. And it looks like he's going to be able to open up. He's going to win this battle. Jangbi's going to have to back off. I was about to say, this is one thing you'd have to have. He's got to have map control, and without that Reaver's huge. Those Reavers in the shuttle are all Jangbi can do is back off unless he has Reaver support, and it looks like he is just going to have to back off at this stage. So I would say it's actually kind of resetting, and I think Kal's taking map control to many degrees to this stage, again, just because that Reaver and that shuttle are not out for him. But I would say it's honestly, without any other information, without knowing the supply counts and how much damage that harassment with that hit did, and as well as that delayed mining did, wow. And Jangbi putting down, he's just going to go all out here, just building a huge amount of gateways. I don't think he's thinking about taking an additional, well, actually, as I say that, he's bringing a probe around. I'm not sure that he's thinking about taking that expansion as much as he is thinking about just brutalizing the game here. No, I'm sorry, he's putting down those gateways in anticipation of taking that expansion and maintaining map control. So ignore me entirely. But I don't know that he's going to be able to maintain map control against Kal at this stage. He does have that Reaver and that shuttle alongside, but I don't think he has a troop count that is significantly larger than Kal's to really do that. And this is what I'm talking about, that funnel once again. This funnel right here, not as big as not as small as I should say on the other maps like Destination with the highways, and not as small as I think it's about 6 or 7 Dragoons wide on Medusa, whereas that's obviously a much larger funnel, but still a funnel nonetheless. We can get a nice concave arc. But he has established that base. He has managed to hold it, I think, for a long enough time. Templar Archives going down for Kal. So if Jangbi can hold this expansion, knock out her, and hold off the harassments in the meantime, that Kal, I think, will inevitably send out, he's going to end up way ahead.
Yeah, what a back and forth game, though. I gotta say, I mean, Jangbi looked like for a second he was gonna break out, but Kal once again forcing him back there. And Jangbi with 2 Reavers in possibly vulnerable positions there. If Kal knows is there, he could snipe him off. Jangbi, meanwhile, first to the Templar attack, but it's gonna be a while before he gets the Templar out with Storm. I'm not sure if Cal's even progressing to that tech, but he is getting that new expansion out. That new expansion could be really, really critical in about 2 minutes. He's going to have a lot more resource flow coming in here. And he looks like he's going in to snipe off just a Zealot, though. And Cal now responding by pushing out. Gets one hit off on the Reavers of Jangbi. Jangbi now pushing in again. Gets a couple more free shots, and shield battery being used, too. I think Jangbi has just a huge force, though. I don't think there's any way Cal can break out at this point.
Yeah, this stage with those additional gateways down, with that again the funnel alongside, I don't think he's going to be able to break out without some miraculous micro. And against, maybe he can use that map, the kind of the cliff side to his advantage, bring some dragoons alongside the cliff. But again, taking free hits on his front door, losing that observer as well along the side. He's got to go out and do some harassment, or at least do something to pull some of those forces back. He's just getting pinned back. That shuttle's just gotten so many free hits. It's just been absolutely ridiculous. Now Jangbi pushing all the way in, running all his dragoons on that front door, feeling like he had a large enough force and a positional advantage. A couple Zealots trying to stem the gap, but those Reavers right there to do a lot of damage on them. Dragoons just flooding in now, just full bear, but Jangbi's going to have to back off. He just did not have enough troops to get it done, but still keeping Cal very much on his toes. Now in full retreat, actually. Dark Templar on the front door. He didn't have an observer in position to help compensate for that. So Cal reestablishing, at least able to get out of his base, but I still don't think he can take an expansion at this stage, even with that cute little Dark Templar out in the field that should be taken care of by an observer popping out alongside. I still don't, yeah, and as you can see, Jangbi charging immediately back up to make sure nothing else would be coming out, but Cal very intelligently, I'm sorry, Cal did sneak a probe out. Cal very intelligently going for the weakest point, that 3 o'clock location, where there is no observer and where there's no units to help alongside. I don't know if he says, now he's sending in those Dragoons, and he's also going to do a Reaver harass in Jangbi's main. Jangbi's not going to have everything in position to really deal with this. Probes running from every which way, so and some Dark Templar trying to get in the mix there. Now it's just wailing away at that Nexus, able to kill some probes on gas, so it looks like he's just trying to limit gas production to make sure he can take some sort of tech edge. Dragoon, it looks like some Zealots coming alongside. I still don't see any observer. This is a good Zealot combination. One, using the shuttle in combination now, so one Dark Templar has been taken out, and now, wow, Cal with the beautiful multitasking this time, pushing in, and it looks like some Zealots going in. Whose expansion is that? I think that's still Cal's expansion,
That's
but
Cal's
I think it's been discovered out, and I don't. Yeah, that's Cal's expansion. I don't think he can hold it, though. I don't think he's going to be able. He's got to run his army there, maybe get the high ground advantage. But I don't think with the smaller troop force, and especially with the economic deficit he's in at this stage, he can hold both locations. Maybe with some beautiful storms he can get it done.
Oh, what is he
but
doing?
Zealots just wailing away here. Holding some Zealots and getting a few more kills. Now pushing up, but a Reaver coming up alongside. By Zealots and a bunch of probes alongside.
My goodness.
Bonus. But I really feel like this is very much going in Jangbi's favor, at least up to this stage.
You know, just one thing to notice, I mean, look at how the speed shuttles really help Jangbi. Jeez, speed shuttles, I really think speed is a necessary upgrade when you're going for a long-term game. But oh man, great storms coming from Cal this time. Cal's the one with the high Templar. Jangbi doesn't have them, but Cal needs to keep them alive. He's getting some good storms off of the Reavers. One Reaver apiece, I think, left for both players. And now Cal is forced to retreat, though. His storms weren't enough, and those Zealots are going to chase away those Templar. He's not going to get any Archons out of that exchange. 4 Goons also getting pinned and picked off there. Wow, I think Cal's going to lose this game right now. He kind of overextended himself. The DTs were only so effective. Okay, some DTs taking out the Reaver, but GG coming from Cal. So Jangbi winning that another back and forth game. Wow. Just at the end, crushing Cal, even though Cal had a decent breakout move, it just wasn't enough. I think it was too late by that time. There was just nothing he could do, and Jangbi crushing him entirely at the end there.
This has been very exciting, very back and forth, and we're going to go on to what is a set 4. A lot of pressure on Cal at this stage. Jangbi up, it's a best of 5, so it's must win for Cal, and Jangbi wants to close this out. It's been fantastic. I would not be surprised to see this just turn into an absolute slugfest this next game. Thanks for listening, guys.